Hi everybody, welcome to math. We are now going to use our books for math. So we are on page 20. So this is lesson 2 and we're on page 20. So if you are not on page 20 in your book, go grab your book, pause the video, go grab your book and find page 20 in your book. We are reviewing, we've already done a lot of stuff with ratios, and so this should not really be anything that's too new to you, right? So here at the top it says how to write a ratio in simplest form. So if we want to have a ratio, and it says a ratio is a comparison of two quantities or numbers by division, and a ratio of 2 red paper clips and 6 blue paper clips. So here we have paper clips, 2 red, and there's 6 blue ones. So you can write it like this, 2, 2, 6. You can write it like this, 2:6, or you can write it as a fraction, 2/6. The important thing to know here is that in the sentence, it says 2 red paper clips first. That comes first in the sentence, which means it comes first in the ratio, or on the top in the fraction. Great. So let's look at the first example here. Write the ratio in simplest form. Simplest form means you reduce the fraction. Write the ratio in simplest form that compares the number of red paper clips to the number of blue paper clips. Then explain the meaning. So they do it here. If you count all the paper clips, there's 2 red. So here's 2 red. And then the blue is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's 6 there. So now you have to reduce it, right? We've practiced that. You find the GCF. The GCF of 2 and 6 is 2, so I divide both sides by 2, and I get 1/3. So another way to think about it is, what is the biggest number that fits into both 2 and 6? And that is 2. Sometimes it's that number itself. So the ratio of red to blue paper clips is 1/3 or 1:3. It means the same thing. So now what we're going to do is, you guys are going to do this problem on your own. Write the ratio in simplest form, that just means reduce, that compares the number of suns to the number of moons. Got it? So you're going to write it out as a ratio. Ready, go. Excellent. So what we do here is we count. Now notice it says suns first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 suns. And I'm going to write it as a fraction because I like doing it like that. And then we count the moons. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moons. So it's 4 to 6. But of course we have to reduce that. So how do we reduce? Divide by 2, divide by 2, and then our answer should be 4 divided by 2 is 2, and this is 3. So over here on the side I write it's 2 to 3. For every 2 suns there are 3 moons. Okay. So now we're on page 21 on the next page. So I'm going to just write page 21. So if you are not on page 21, please go there right now. Ready, go. All right, so we have some big words here. Look at this, says use ratios to compare categorical data. Now raise your hand if that sounds like something that you don't know what the heck they're talking about. Me? Okay, so let's see if we can figure it out. So we know what a ratio is, and we know comparing, right? Compare this to that. So you're looking at 2 different things. Categorical, you can see it has the word like category in it. And data is just information. So it's just information about different things. So let's look at some examples. Several students named their favorite flavor of gum. Write the ratio that compares the number who chose fruit to the total number of students. So here are the things we are comparing, right? Fruit and the total number of students. Those are the 2 things we're comparing. We did an example like this yesterday. So here we go. And the whole thing of categorical data, these are the different categories, right? Which means the different flavors are different categories of gum. That means different types of something. So we have who chose fruit. I see fruit is 3 people chose fruit. And now for the total, we have to add them all up. So if I add up 9 plus 8 plus 3 plus 1, 9 plus 8 plus 3 plus 1 equals 21. So if there's 3 people who chose it out of 21, then just like it has here, 3 out of 21 chose fruit. Can we reduce this? Yes, we can. We divide both sides by 3, and our answer is now 1 over 7. Got it? So 1 over 7 is the ratio of fruit choosers to the whole thing. Got it? So 1 out of every 7 students preferred that gum. All right, so now let's look at number 3 down the page, and you get to try this one yourself. Monday's yogurt sales are recorded in the table. This is a table. This chart here with the boxes, they call that a table. Write the ratio that compares the sales of strawberry yogurt, and look what I'm going to do. I'm going to just draw a box around strawberry yogurt to the total sales. I'm going to draw a box around that. Whenever you see a word problem, it's really important to figure out what is it that they're asking. So we want a ratio. I'll circle ratio, and the two important things are strawberry yogurt and total sales. So you're going to look here and figure how many people chose strawberry. You're going to put it in that box. And then to find the total, you're going to add all of them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can add up these 4 numbers, and you're going to write them in these boxes. And then you'll find the total there. Then strawberry yogurt goes in that box, and the total goes down there, and then you're going to reduce it. Got it? To a fraction, or write it like that. So let's see if you can do that all by yourself. Ready, go. Okay, so let's see. In here, strawberry, you should have 8 people chose strawberry. The total, it's 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. And when you add all those up, you get 24. So now we have 8 goes in the top box here of the fraction, and 24 goes in there, because 8 out of 24 people chose strawberry. So to reduce this, what can we reduce by? The biggest number that fits into both 8 and 24, in this case, that is 8. So I'm going to divide that side by 8 and that side by 8. And it gives me a final answer of 8 divided by 8 is 1. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So it's 1 to 3, or you could write it as this, 1, 2, 3. So that means that 1 out of every 8 yogurt cups sold were strawberry. Easy peasy. All right, now you try this. I want you to read this and figure it out and see if you can do it on your own. Ready, go. All right, so let's see if you got it here. A pet store sold the animals listed in the table in 1 week. Write the ratio of cats to pets sold that week. Then explain its meaning. So cats, so let's see, what is it that we really have to find out? We have to find out cats to pets. Pets means like total animals, right? Because all of these are animals. So they didn't say the word total, but we know that since these are all pets, we have to add them all up. So we know cats is 8. So I'm going to put a little cats. We know that's 8. And the total, or pets, the total pets, well, I'm going to add this all up. 10 plus 14 plus 8. That's going to be, so that means our fraction is 8 over 32. Can we reduce it? Why, yes, of course we can. What's the biggest number that fits in both 8 and 32? It is 8. So I divide both sides by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 32 divided by 8 is 4. So my answer is 1 over 4. Or you could say that it is, you could also write it as 1 to 4. Or you could say 1 out of every 4 pets. 1 out of 4 were, what were they? Were cats. Got it? Cool. Let's try something else. Okay, so let's go to the next page. We're on page 22 now, right? Page 22. This is a really important example, and it's one of the harder things, so I want to kind of explain it. They actually give you the answer right in the book, but I just want to explain it because this one's a little bit different. If you notice, they give you, here it says, Katie wants to divide her 30 flowers into 2 groups so that the ratio is 2 to 3. So right now, we know how many, we already know the total. which is 30 flowers, right? That's the total. And we're putting it into two groups. That's really important. And the groups is ratio of 2 to 3. So this problem is sort of the reverse of the other ones I've done, because they give us the ratio, they give us the total. And so we then have to put it into groups, almost like we're drawing pictures. So we know there's going to be two groups, and we know one of them is going to be bigger than the other. So I'm going to draw it here, right? So this is like a bar diagram, they call this. So that's one group, and this is the other group, because she wants two groups, and the ratio is going to be 2 to 3. So the ratio is going to be 2 to 3, which means I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it into two pieces, and here, because there's a 3, I'm going to cut this into 3 pieces. Now, if we take all of these pieces together, how many is it going to be? It's going to be 30, right? Because they give us the total right there. So all together, it's going to be 30 flowers. So we know that if there's 30 here and it's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and we know they're all equal, right? So 30 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what? Well, because I know my times tables, I know that 30 divided by 5 is 6. So that means that each of these are going to be worth 6. So now that we've done that, we know that one group, the small group, is going to have how many flowers in it? Well, 6 and 6, so that's going to be 12 flowers. And this group is 6, 6, 6, or 6 times 3, which is 18 flowers. So it's like having a ratio of 12 to 18, and before they'd give you a ratio like this, or they'd give you numbers like that, and you had to reduce it. Now we're doing the opposite. So we know that one group will have 12 flowers, one group will have 18 flowers. Got it? Cool. And if you look in the book, they've kind of done that for you. I just wanted to show you how we get to that. All right. So now we're going to do guided practice. Let's see if you can do these by yourself. So, number 1, write each ratio as a fraction in simplest form, then explain its meaning. Explain its meaning just means there are for every so many pencils, there are so many pens. But right now, just do the fraction. So you do number 1. Ready, go. Great. So the fraction for this should be 3 over 4. And for explaining it, you'd say for every 3 pens, there are 4 pencils. Great. Now let's try number 2. Ready, go. Okay. So the fraction for this is, notice it says pennies to dimes, so that's why we're going to do pennies first. There's 1, 2, 3 pennies over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dimes, and of course you have to reduce it, and that becomes 1/3. So that's what simplest form means, reduce. Great, let's try number 3. And can you do this all by yourself? I'll give you a hint for this. You need to write out a chart with all this information. Ready, go. Okay, so you should have that Ed ate, let's see, 9 apples. I'm going to put A for apples. He ate 5 bananas, 5B, 4 peaches, 4P for peaches, and 7 oranges, 7 oranges. Find the ratio of bananas to the total number of fruit. Okay, that's easy. Bananas, we know what bananas are. B-A-N-A-S. Okay, sorry. So it's 5 bananas, put B for 5, to the total number. That means I got to add all these up, right? So if I add them all up, it is, well, let's see. 5 and 4 is 9, and 9 is 18. 18 and 7 is going to be 25, right? So it's going to be 5 over 25, because I'm going to put T for total, right? 5 over 25. Now, of course, we have to reduce it. What can I divide by? Divide by 5. That's the biggest number that fits into both of them. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So our ratio is 1 to 5 bananas to the total. Whew! That was fun. All right, let's do number 4. Divide 28 cans of soda into 2 groups so the ratio is 3 to 4. This is a hard one, but you can do it. Ready, go. Okay, So let's try this. If you didn't get it, that's okay, because this is a little bit hard one. So there's 28 cans of soda. The ratio is 3 to 4. So I'm going to put a group of 3, right? A box with 3 pieces in it. And I'm going to do another box. It's a little bit bigger. And how many squares am I going to put in? 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is the total? For the whole thing, it's going to be 28, right? 28. Excellent. So 28 is, now I have to fill in the boxes. How many boxes are there in the whole thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 28 divided by 7 is 3. So I'm going to fill in each box. Oh, sorry, 4. Haha, just kidding. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Why did I write a 5? I'm just testing to see if you're paying attention. Excellent. So now I have to count how much is in the first group. In the first group, there's 12. And the second group, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 16. So the answer, you'd say 12 in the first group and 16 in the second group. Got it? That's your answer. 12 in the first, 16 in the second. That was hard. Okay, let's pause right here. All right, so this is pretty much the end of this video, but I just want you to know that your homework, and yes, you have homework, is just 5 little problems in your book. So it is page 23, numbers 1 through 5. So these are just like what we did. And I just want to point out something in this book. If you have a question about how to do one of these, notice here it says example 1. That means you go back a page or 2 and look at what did example 1 say about how to do it. So this one says, for number 3, this is example 2. So I would go back and say, oh look, here's example 2. This will explain how to do that type of problem. Got it? And 4 is, you can look at example 3, 5, you look at example 4, and so on and so forth. So your homework again, page 23, numbers 1 through 5. Have this done by tomorrow, because what we're going to do in the Zoom call, we're going to go over the answers to what you have in the book. So make sure you have this done in your book by tomorrow so that we can go over it in the Zoom call. Okay, Singer out.